It's time to get lost in the midcard. This Bleav in Pro Wrestling property is brought to you by Bet Online, the continued #1 source for all your sports betting needs. Join now and receive your 100% welcome bonus on your first deposit when you use our promo code Bleav. Now, here are Jeremy Bennett and Matt Black on the Bleav Podcast Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast where we wonder if you can keep a secret. It is Lost in the Midcard. Here we are. We are
so bad.
we are on the eve of AEW Revolution this Sunday on pay-per-view. We will give our predictions for that show. We are coming up on the road to WrestleMania here. Will it be filled with potholes? We'll find out tonight on Monday Night Raw, as this is your unofficial, official pre-show to Monday Night Raw every Monday, 7 Eastern, 6 Central, here on the Bleav in Pro Wrestling YouTube channel. Also on the Twitter, at LITMC Podcast. You can catch us there as well. And Facebook, search for Lost in the Midcard. There we go, live on all of those platforms.
We're everywhere.
We're everywhere. And you want to make sure to subscribe to Bleav in Pro Wrestling, because we have a special interview also as well. But make sure you give us a thumbs up on the video. Give us some comments. Share this with your friends, as we'd like to get the party, expand the party before Monday Night Raw, and get you all in the chat, and let's talk a little pro wrestling. Coming up on the channel this week, Rick Ucchino has got an interview with Mia Yim from Royal Rumble weekend. So you want to make sure to subscribe and be notified when that interview drops, which I believe is going to be tomorrow. So come check that out and whatnot. I am your host, Jeremy Bennett. You can find me on the Twitter at JB Huskers. As always, my co-host, he is on the Twitter at Raw F Showtime. It is Mr. Matt Black. Matt, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Like, I think the next month about to be pretty fucking crazy. Throughout the world of professional wrestling as a whole, from this week, all the way to like the beginning of April. I think we're gonna be in for some crazy shit across the board. WWE, AEW. I think things. Ring of Honor's relaunching this week. I think everything's gonna be it's gonna be a really good next 30 plus days in pro wrestling. I think we're gonna have plenty to talk about.
Yeah, I think so. Stephen Chambers in the chat, coming to Lincoln. Am I going? Yeah, I knew, I was aware of it. I get a lot of the pre-sale notifications and all that, but I think I'm going to wait probably till the day of, maybe get an up-close ticket for cheap. We'll see what happens there, but I am not worried that it will sell out. I can always get a cheap $20 nosebleed if I need to. So but I probably will go. I haven't gone to one in a while. Mark Cho, what's up? We have a super fan, Lost in the Midcard #1 super fan. How about that? That's an honor. That's an honor.
I appreciate you, crazy person.
Whoever that may be.
I think you might have to go do battle with Mark Cho over that
MK in the chat. D has a 1-inch. I don't know if that's the D or
no way
or Mark Cho has. Maybe Mark Cho's bringing his burners out today. And he's just got all the comments there. Frantic World, what's up, man? MK in the chat. What's up with Fight Forever? Well, we're going to kick that off.
We're going to be talking about Fight Forever. We're going to be talking.
We'll be talking about that. Let's go ahead and get into our lead story here. And right there's the graphic. And we got the latest on this. Of course, a couple of days ago on Fightful, a few people noticed that Best Buy had listed the release date for AEW's Fight Forever for March 31st. And so a lot of people thought maybe that was the official release date, but not so fast, my friends. Our friend Mike Straw from Inside Gaming had an update on this, where he had mentioned the March 31st date. After talking to multiple sources, Insider Gaming has learned that the date is most likely a placeholder. No firm date has been set. One source even said that PR teams for all involved parties have not been made aware of a release date yet. If it were to be released in just over a month, parties would have been told by now. Of course, as we've been saying, and it has been confirmed by Kenny Omega, a lot of struggles with getting the rating down from M to T, and among.
And honestly, you can look no further than that recent trailer that they released with Danielson and Hangman, and look at the difference in the way blood looks. From that video to like the content that we saw 6 months ago,
Yeah,
it's completely different.
Yeah,
They
like
really
that.
they really scaled back their blood system, and for anybody who's trying to play it off like this was never in jeopardy or whatever, they're full of shit. And luckily they got it back on track. It took a while, but they're back to the T rating where they want to be, albeit for some of like the blood and things of that nature suffering for it in hindsight. But AEW at THQ really wanted that T rating for marketing purposes.
Yeah.
They got it. So we'll see where that takes them from there.
It's also been reported by Will Washington from Fightful that AEW talent have recently filmed promotional content for the game, which does signal that a launch is coming up pretty soon. So
yeah, I feel something tells me they could do something at Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you want to drop a release date. Let's just say like what I've been saying all along, that I Bleav, since it didn't come out for Revolution, that it's going to come out in May for the week of Double or Nothing. So
yeah,
let's say it's dropping then. Do you really want to announce that date roughly 2.5 weeks before WWE 2K23 comes out? So that's the only thing that gives me cause to pause. I don't know if they want to get lost in that shuffle. If we don't get a release date of Revolution, I'm expecting one probably late March, early April, just so they're out from the shadow, out of the shadows from 2K23, and all the marketing's going to be for them heading into the release date. And I really and truly Bleav we could Double or Nothing. Gun to my head, gotta be right. That's when the game's coming, because the game's done. It's not like they're still trying to get shit situated. The game is done. Like anything that they're doing right now is they're just fine tuning it, waiting for the final green light to put this thing into mass production. Like the game itself is complete and as done as you're going to be. And I would imagine, since they've had so much time, I'd like to Bleav that they're pretty knee deep into working on the DLC content.
Yeah.
For this game as well by at this point.
Yeah, so, Steven Chambers in the chat wonder if delaying to get some ROH wrestlers in the game. I doubt that's the case, especially if they're keeping ROH separate from AEW. You may see a few crossovers, but
I Bleav we will get ROH content in AEW Fight Forever, but it's going to come in the form of a future DLC.
Yeah.
Pack. And I also Bleav it, like, this is just me completely spitballing, speculating, whatever. Please, for the love of God, do not report this. But if they want to continue in the footsteps of the Aki games, the sequel to AEW Fight Forever a few years down the line should be AEW versus Ring of Honor World Tour, or AEW versus Ring of Honor Revenge, or some type of tagline like that, since Tony Khan owns both companies.
Yeah.
And they could absolutely put together like this epic game that features both companies in it and market it as such. I absolutely could see that being their potential sequel, probably 3 years down the line. They have a lot of DLC planned. Like, this is not going to be a yearly title, so there's going to be a lot of content that's going to be released for Fight Forever in the years to come. But I absolutely could see a potential sequel involving both the AEW and Ring of Honor branding in the title of the game.
Yeah, and I think releasing it at the end of May around Double or Nothing is good, because it puts enough space between you and WWE 2K23. So it's over 2 months after 2K23 is released. So I think there's enough space in there. And that's going to be another thing that you run into with all these delays. Now you're pushing into the release of WWE. So now you want to kind of distance yourself from that. So then, hey, let's announce this for Double or Nothing. I think that's a perfect idea. Anthony in the chat, that's another good idea. AEW against New Japan. That'd be kind of like a Raw versus SmackDown thing. Put that in
The only
there.
thing about that is I think that would be a lot more expensive. It's
It
not
would be,
it's not like AEW owns the
this
rights
is going to have to be a
to New
profitable.
Japan to put.
Yeah. This would have to be a profitable game, a profitable launch in order for that to be reality.
I think we will get a forbidden. I do think we'll get a Forbidden Door arena in the game as DLC.
Yeah.
But I don't know like how many New Japan stars they'll be able to secure, if any.
Frantic World in the chat.
That's going to be complicated.
Frantic World in the chat. DLC for Fight Forever, is that going to be free? Have you confirmed it? I don't
know. No, there's no way it's going to be free. It's going to be season pass based. Like look at Street Fighter 5 or Tekken 7, where they do season passes. In season 1, you're going to get X amount of new stars, a new arena, maybe some new moves, stuff like that. And then there'll be a season 2 pass, which will include maybe like a new match type, more wrestlers, stuff like that's how it's going to be. You're going to pay for each additional season pass of this game in the future. That's how they're going to make their money. They can't just do like 3 years worth of DLC and give it to you for free, because at that point, then where's any profit on this game at all? And at that point, they might as well just release a yearly title like everybody else does. I think this will be very beneficial to the game as a whole, to just continuously add content to this game for a few years. I think it's going to be great.
Moving on to the next topic here. It was reported here by Fightful Select this afternoon that Vicky Guerrero is set to finish up with the company soon. Righteous Reg from Grapsody and Fightful confirmed that the manager is setting to finish up with AEW soon. This was also confirmed to other sources with Fightful. She's been with AEW since December of 2019. She started as Nyla Rose's manager in 2020. And also was with Marina Shafir and Andrade El Idolo. Sean Ross Sapp had learned later on that they have agreed mutually to not renew her contract, which ends in July of this year. Guerrero has been working with AEW Heels a lot and also contributing on a number of digital projects with the company as well. Recently was a guest on AEW Unrestricted. Vicky recently noted on Twitter that a new journey is beginning with new opportunities for her, and not sure if that's related to her departure. Matt, what are your thoughts on Vicky Guerrero's tenure within AEW?
Bye. Look, she hasn't added anything to the AEW product since she's been there. It's the same old act that she used in WWE, and it wasn't good then, and it's not good now.
Yeah.
Look, if you want to keep her on like in a backstage capacity, it's fine. But I mean, if they'd agreed not to release her renew her contract this summer, that's great. Like let her move on. Like there's nothing for her to do there. And honestly, I think Nyla Rose will shine as a baby face without her.
Yeah.
I think if anything, Vicky Guerrero is held back. I think Vicky Guerrero has held back the progression of Nyla Rose as a character on AEW programming. So, I mean, it was almost like 2 years ago they teased the split between the two of them. Like, I remember after Nyla Rose lost the match, like, Vicky flipped out on her, and they teased they were going to split, and then they never did anything with it. So, like, I think that if this benefits anybody, this is going to benefit Nyla Rose tremendously.
Yeah, and it's not like she's been used a whole hell of a lot on television recently either, so it's not really going to cause many changes. You haven't really seen Nyla Rose much on television either lately, so then you can bring her back now as a babyface, which
she's on Dark and Elevation a lot.
Yeah, which
that's where both of them are, and I think we could get a renewed push for Nyla, on Dynamite and Rampage without Vicky Guerrero attached to her. I think this is a win for everybody. Let Vicky go on and do whatever she wants to do. Let Nyla, get the babyface turn and let her showcase the character that she portrays online, because she's fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a win for everybody. This is not bad news to me. This is very good news.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens going forward there. More video game news in today's show. Of course, that guy right there, your tribal chief, he's holding the belt upside down. But Roman Reigns has earned a 99 overall. I guess it shouldn't be surprising since he hasn't been pinned in over 3 years. But he has earned a 99 rating overall on WWE 2K23. Becky Lynch being the highest rated woman at 96 overall. Ronda Rousey, Hulk Hogan, Seth Rollins, and The Undertaker all also rank higher than a 90 overall. This makes Roman the highest rated superstar in history of the franchise. Previously, the highest one was The Undertaker at 98, and that was in WWE SmackDown versus Raw 2011. So yeah, I didn't even realize, Matt, that this is the first 99 overall superstar.
Yeah, the ratings this year are trash. And honestly, I think they're trash on purpose because I think 2K purposely wants the discourse and the conversation online about who's too high and who's too low and everything. At the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter because we have the ability with the game to change everybody's overalls. So like it's really much ado about nothing. But I think the overalls this year are some of the worst that they've ever put into one of their games. So, but I honestly believe that's by design, and I think they did it on purpose.
Yeah, they always they want to get the chatter going on in regards to that and whatnot.
No one cares about the golden AJ Styles.
I don't even know what the hell.
Stop it.
I don't know what the hell he's even talking about.
In WWE 2K19, there was a mode where if you ran through and beat it, you unlocked a golden version of AJ Styles, and it was just AJ, but the character model was gold, and he was a 100 overall. But like, who freaking cares?
Yeah, that don't count. Moving on, as Matt had mentioned not too long ago, Ring of Honor is set to get started here, and with the very first television show airing on Thursday, March 2nd on Honor Club, we're going to have the ROH World Champion involved in that very first episode of Ring of Honor television, as Claudio Castagnoli is going to take on AR Fox for the ROH World title. That'll be a hell of a match between two veterans. It'll be interesting to see just how the television, if it feels like the old Ring of Honor television of the days, or what we're going to get there. That is all there is on this article. Have you heard of anything else that's set to air on this Thursday, Matt?
Oh yeah, they've got a big lineup. Let me load up their Twitter account. But like, dude, the way that the amount of content that they taped over the weekend, I'm of the belief that these weekly Ring of Honor shows are 2 hours. Because there's no way that they're packing the amount of matches into these shows that these are 1 hour shows. They've got to be 2 hours.
Holy crap. Yeah. I mean,
you got Claudio versus AR Fox for the Ring of Honor Championship. You've got Mark Briscoe in action against Slim J. You have
Konosuke Takeshita against Josh Woods.
Yep. You've got
Lady Frost against Willow Nightingale.
You've got Zack Sabre Jr. defending the New Japan World Wrestling Television Championship against Blake Christian.
Damn.
I mean, yeah, it's a loaded show. It really is, and they taped a ton on Saturday and Sunday. I'm not giving out any spoilers of anything that like they have not officially announced. But yeah, like there's no way these shows are an hour. I anticipated them being, like they say, they're going to start at 7. So I was assuming they were going to be 7 to 8, and then Impact would be 8 to 10. This is absolutely running into Impact on Thursday nights. These shows are going to be 7 to 9. If I had to guess, every Thursday night on Honor Club. Yeah. So
I did see
it's pretty big shit.
I did see an interesting tag team form. Well, I mean, just for that show, I did see Matt Sydal and Christopher Daniels forming a tag team.
I think that was on the Sunday taping, so that's probably a few weeks out. But from what I could tell based on the tapings, they've taped up everything to Supercard of Honor. Like the next month of content up until that pay-per-view is in the can. It's ready to go.
Yeah.
So, and the really weird thing, they haven't come out and said anything about this yet. But the banner in the venue that they filmed Ring of Honor in this week says Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor, and they listed Honor Club. So I'm wondering if Tony has backtracked on his stance about the Ring of Honor pay-per-views only being on the BR app, and if they're actually going to be on Honor Club, because the graphic certainly implied that they were going to be, but they haven't made any official announcement one way or the other. But I think some stuff like Supercard of Honor and stuff being included on Honor Club would be a hell of a way to make sure you're getting a whole bunch of people to sign up.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I think that'd be the way to go. That's just my opinion.
Frantic World of the chat. Do you guys think that Ring of Honor is going to have a good run like NXT did when it was on the WWE network?
God, I hope so. And they've got the look. I'm telling you, I read all of the matches and shit for Saturday and Sunday. And if the roster comes across as good in the ring as it comes across on paper, yeah, I absolutely do believe that this iteration of Ring of Honor could have a black and gold NXT like run from the WWE Network era on Honor Club, and we could be in for some really good stuff over the next several months from that company.
Can you get it through Fight like you used to be able to, or no?
What, the ROH pay-per-views?
No, the Honor Club.
No, Honor Clubs. You either get it through the app or you get it on watchroh.com. So you can watchroh.com is like the online website version of Honor Club, but I have the Honor Club app on my television. So I'm gonna sign up for it on Wednesday. So it'll just bill me on the 1st of every month. That way I can keep track of it. So
yeah, I think I'm gonna do the same and get that signed up here shortly. Good stuff. Last item on our news for this week is involving an NXT superstar. That guy right there, Cameron Grimes, worked a dark match on SmackDown. This came out Friday, right before SmackDown, where there was some possibilities that maybe he would be on the show, but he did not actually show up on SmackDown itself. He did fight Shante the Adonis in a dark match, but he has not wrestled since November when he lost to Joe Gacy. Sounds like it's a matter of just time before he shows up on SmackDown. Where would what would you like to see from Grimes on the blue brand, considering who they got on that side of the roster, Matt?
Well, clearly they're trying to figure out a plan for him, because the word coming out is he was called up. That match in November was supposed to be a swan song in NXT, and now they're just waiting for creative for him. But this is the same type of critique that I would have given to the Vince McMahon era of WWE creative. Don't call someone up from NXT until you have a creative idea for them. Don't call them up and then just have them sit there and twiddle their thumbs for the next few months. Like, he could have still been doing shit down in NXT, and the men's division in NXT compared to the women's is paper thin when it comes to potential big name talent. So, like, I don't understand why they pulled him without an idea. Like, it's one thing if you say, all right, I got an idea for this guy, let's bring him up. You're immediately putting him on TV, and they're immediately plug and play into what you're trying to tell. But don't pull someone off TV and then make them sit. Cameron Grimes should be on TV every week. And hopefully they come up with a good storyline that's worthy of him, and hopefully he doesn't just come in and, and as quickly, made it and as quickly it turned into an afterthought, because I think that would really suck.
I can't remember who else they had called up, and it just took forever for them to debut, but it was something recent, somebody this year, and that did the same thing with them. It's like, why do that? You don't have anything for them? I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
It makes no sense.
No, Steven Chambers in the chat saying put him in the maximum male models as his guess.
Yeah, well, if he's going to SmackDown, that's not going to work. They just moved the group to Raw.
Yeah, they're working with
And besides,
Otis.
they're doing the whole Otis storyline right now. So I don't see that. I don't see that happening. Maybe team. Never mind. I'm not even going to put that in the atmosphere. Never mind.
Come on. Let
no,
us.
no,
You
I'm
started
not saying
it.
No.
You started it. You started it. Hence, it's already out.
No, because I would never forgive myself if it actually happened. So
You
no,
started
I'm
it.
keeping it to myself.
Come on.
I'm not saying it.
Come on.
Not saying
You already
it. No.
started it, so it's already
Move
in the
on.
atmosphere.
Move on. No, if I actually said it, it would be in the atmosphere. Right now, it's in my head where it belongs and where it should be disintegrated and burned from my retinas for the rest of my life.
Send me a DM what you were going to say then.
I'll put it in the private chat.
Yep. Let me know, and I will keep it private. Maybe. I'm kidding. Yes, I will. Monday Night Raw from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada last week. Sami Zayn with a tremendous promo to kick things off. Of course, on the heels of him not being able to defeat Roman Reigns. So we thought, this might be the whole moment where him and KO get together, but KO's still not ready yet. We're gonna keep that storyline going. So I thought that was kind of the best way to do it. If you weren't gonna do the full reunion and the hug at Elimination Chamber, let's draw it out a couple weeks, add some suspense to it.
Yeah,
I'm perfectly
like if
fine
you weren't
with
going to do it to pay-per-view, you might as well drag it out at this rate.
Yeah.
But the rumored report is the working plan for night one of WrestleMania is that's going to be the main event. KO and Sami against the Usos for the undisputed tag team title. So Sami's still getting his WrestleMania main event. And KO's getting the main event WrestleMania night 1 2 years in a row.
Yeah, how
and this
about
time
that?
he's gonna win. So
Baron Corbin
big ups for KO.
Baron Corbin pissed off that Sami took into his promo time last week, so he gets some retaliation by attacking Sami from behind, which leads to a match that is official by Adam Pearce. And they had a pretty decent little match there with Sami Zayn getting a win, getting some more momentum back after losing at Elimination Chamber. We had a Dominic and Rhea interview, a little sit-down interview there. They showed the Austin Theory getting interviewed, complained about John Cena. So obviously we're setting that up. And we'll put that into motion. John Cena going to be on Monday Night Raw a week from tonight. So that'll be an interesting one.
In Boston.
Mustafa Ali destroys Dolph Ziggler in 4 minutes. How about that? I loved Ali's reaction.
I would not say destroyed. I would not say destroyed. I would say he squeaked by Dolph Ziggler in 4 minutes.
I loved Ali's sarcastic celebration though.
I didn't like it at all. I thought it was way too over the top.
Is this over the top?
I just thought it made him look like a giant goober. And for a character that they're trying to establish that people should be taken seriously, I didn't think it did him any favors whatsoever.
A lot of people wondering how the especially the Canadian fans would treat Cody Rhodes as he comes out for a promo, and they didn't give him a true chance to find out. This was by design. Yep. Paul Heyman interrupts right away, wearing the old neck brace and holding 2 titles. That was kind of funny seeing him do that. And of course, talking shit about the Rhodes family. And do you really want to be champion because you're going to be on the road? Well, Roman ain't on the road 300 days a year, and he's been world champion 3 years. So come on, Paul.
Yeah, honestly, look, a couple weeks ago, him and Cody had a tremendous Raw segment. This one wasn't good at all. I didn't like it at all. It fell flat to me, but I felt that it was literally designed to just get them out of Canada. Like, we got to have Cody on the show. We don't know for sure how the crowd's going to react to him. So let's just do this.
Unless there was a lot of editing. Unless there was a lot of editing, but it didn't seem like any piped in stuff. It seemed like he got cheers.
I felt like there was some indifference, but the general response was positive. But I guarantee you WWE didn't know
they didn't want
what to expect setting him out there. And they
didn't want another yes movement. They didn't want another yes movement on their hands.
Well, as WWE likes to call Canada, it's Bizarro World.
That too, yeah.
And I think WWE is like, we don't want to take this type of risk with him going into Mania when the worldwide audience will see this reaction. How can we do this and still present him to the live crowd, but make sure that the crowd doesn't, turn on him?
Yeah.
And that's how they did it. Like I said, it wasn't a great segment, but I understand. I understand why they did what they did.
Stephen Chambers in the chat. Of course, this news also came out earlier in the week. Triple H rumors that Triple H is going to have less matches at Mania. What are your thoughts on that, Matt?
What is less matches when you're running 2 nights of WrestleMania? You know what I mean? And here's my thing.
Is it like 6 per night, and it's only a 2.5 hour, 3 hour show? I mean,
I'm guessing 7 to 8 matches per night. That's my guess. I could be 100% wrong. I'm guessing 7 to 8 matches per night. And what I would do, if that is what it is, I guarantee you they're going to do another shitty ass 2-hour pre-show
with no matches.
With no matches, put a battle royal on night 1 with the men, and put a battle royal on night 2 with the women, and put them on the freaking pre-show. Just get them in there, get them to perform in front of the crowd. Don't make them do the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal on SmackDown in front of an audience a fraction of the size like they've been doing over the past couple years. That's shit. And I guarantee you the men and women would much rather perform in front of that huge audience on the kickoff show than they would be performing on SmackDown the night before.
Otherwise, make that damn thing an hour.
Make everybody happy.
Yeah, otherwise make that damn thing an hour. It does not need to be 2 hours if you have 0 matches. It
doesn't even need to be an hour the way it's formatted right now.
No.
But yeah, if you're going to do the 2 hour, I think if you're going to do the 2 hour from 6 to 8, so 7:30 to 8 o'clock, it should be a battle royal. Or at least a good 20 to 25 minutes of that final thing.
Yeah.
It should be a battle royal to then set up into WrestleMania.
I mean, Andre the Giant.
There's no reason that they can't do that.
Yeah, the Andre the Giant thing for SmackDown was stupid. That's a WrestleMania thing. Should be a WrestleMania thing.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more. That's absolutely what they should do.
Yeah.
And that way you can utilize as many talents as possible.
Asuka defeating Nikki Cross and goes face to face with Bianca Belair with some blue mist that did not get spit out, but it was still in her mouth and just drooling. And that's just because Asuka's crazy. Asuka's crazy, man. Asuka's crazy.
The best.
And then we sowed the seeds of Lesnar and Omos last week there. Hopefully that doesn't come to fruition.
Look, I'm telling y'all right now, and I told JB this before we went on the air.
Yeah.
And I'm telling all y'all right now.
Yeah.
If this is not a swerve, and if they truly confirm and make official Brock Lesnar versus Omos for WrestleMania tonight on Raw, there is not one fucking person on this planet that can convince me that Vince McMahon is not backing creative in some shape or form.
Yeah.
Because Triple H has barely used Omos since coming into the creative regime last July. Like he's been used a handful of times at most. And all of a sudden he's going to get a WrestleMania match against Brock Lesnar? Don't tell me Vince isn't back if this match is made official. He might not be backstage, but that motherfucker is back in the creative team if this match is made official tonight. And it's going to disgust me on so many levels, because the fact that we might miss out on getting Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley in a fight pit at WrestleMania so we can get this shit instead is honestly just, it's disgusting. Yeah. Absolutely disgusting.
And then
nobody wants to see that match. The only thing it's going to be good for is for a bathroom break.
Yeah, and then what do you do with Bray Wyatt? Because obviously that was put into limbo after what he said, and we'll get into what happened on SmackDown later.
Wyatt and Lashley doesn't make any freaking sense either. Like, these are all matches that are like, are you sure Vince isn't back? type of feeling.
Right.
Like, I hope it's just Triple H fucking with everybody.
I hope so.
And it's just like, we're swerving the internet, making everybody think of one thing, but we're really doing another. And I have no problem with that if that's his strategy. I actually think that's kind of brilliant. Get everybody all riled up and upset and be like, no, that's not really what we're doing. We fooled you. But if that's really what they're doing, Vince is back.
Yeah.
And it sucks. And I hate it. I can't express my hate enough. With the general idea that man can be back in the fold creatively for the company.
Seth freaking Rollins defeating The Miz in a good little 10-minute match. Not too bad there. Carmella talking to Adam Pearce. Wants to face Asuka next week, and Adam Pearce says it is official. And Adam Pearce then gets put on speakerphone as Chelsea Green wants to speak to the manager and wondering why she got sent to Ottawa, Illinois. She even
because if she got sent to Canada, she wouldn't have been able to get out.
Wouldn't be able to come back. Nope, she does not have a green card right now. So that was funny. And then like immediately after, she posted her on the phone on social media just to put a whole bow on this thing. I love the character that they're doing with Chelsea Green. It is awesome. She's
pulled it off incredibly well. Like I didn't think this type of character would be something that would work, but she's making it work. So good for her.
Ding Dong Hello, leading to
this was awful
tag team title match with Becky and Lita against Damage Control. There were rumors that Trish Stratus was supposed to be involved in the segment, but maybe she's going to be involved tonight. Who knows? I we'll see if that all plays out later, or something, or if there was just not much to do about nothing with Trish, and maybe the rumors were wrong. I don't know.
There's definitely something to do about Trish.
I think Trish is going to cost.
We might be seeing that as early as tonight. It is slotted for the main event of tonight's show.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I said this. I don't know if I said it on air, but I know I said it to Matt that I thought that maybe Trish would be the one to screw Trish and Lita, or Lita and Becky, and join Damage Control. We'll see.
I don't know if necessarily join Damage Control,
but screw.
But I could absolutely see Bayley and Trish against Becky and Lita at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
While Io and Dakota are fed to Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler.
Which was funny because Shayna said in an interview this week, "Yeah, we're not looking at the tag team titles right now."
Bullshit, you ain't.
Yeah, right.
You're so bullshit, Shayna. Don't bullshit us. That's absolutely what's happening at Mania. They're taking the titles. Honestly, it doesn't matter who holds those belts going into Mania. Rousey and Baszler are leaving WrestleMania with those titles.
Speaking of getting heat back after a loss, Bronson Reed got a quick win over Chad Gable. Elias got destroyed by Lashley. Then the main event, Austin Theory and Edge, damn good match. Again, Theory keeps on putting impressive matches on the card. Edge, while you didn't think it was going to happen, it was kind of cool to maybe think, what if Edge wins the U.S. title? Throw a wrench into those plans. I thought that was a good match. Of course, a blind man can see it a mile away. Finn Balor costing Edge the match.
Yeah, it was very obvious.
Raw was it was good, but not WrestleMania season good.
It was fine. It was fine for a Raw in the middle of June. But it wasn't. To me, it wasn't on the level of what I wanted. What I want out of a Raw or a SmackDown heading into WrestleMania. It just they've got some work to do over the next few weeks.
Yeah.
I'm hoping we're gonna get there.
Yeah.
But if that Omos and Brock match is tonight, like I'm gonna give up on us getting there because with Vince is back, it's just gonna be dog shit.
Something we didn't expect to see coming, but damn good was kicking off NXT this week. Ilya Dragunov, Trick Williams. That was a damn good match, man. Good to see Trick Williams, who you never know if he's coming along with Mello when he gets promoted. But at the same time, we all know Mello's going to win that title, so Mello ain't going to be leaving NXT anytime soon. But good to see Trick in a good match there, though. I thought that was a lot of fun. Apparently, we're doing a Tyler Bate schism. I guess they're going to be doing something. I don't know. I kind of liked Bate saving Chase U from Gallus, though. That was good. That set up the Dyad and Chase U, but the Dyad got the win there. JC Jane got attacked by Gigi Dolan during her match with Indy Hartwell. That's going to set up a probably a match at Roadblock, I'd assume. Maybe stand into when's Roadblock, Matt? You remember?
I think like March 2nd, I think it was.
And
Yeah,
is
I can't
Mako
right.
Roxanne for Roadblock, or is that stand and deliver?
Roadblock's probably March 7th.
Okay.
And I think Miko and Roxanne's a Roadblock, because I don't think they've signed anything for stand and deliver yet.
I like the training videos with Mako and Roxanne. Those are pretty good.
That's how they train in Japan, dude. That shit's legit.
Yeah.
Like
always good.
There's some people were like poking fun at that, but that's a shoot. That's how they do. That's how they do it over there, man.
It's always a good day when Von Wagner jobs in 3 minutes.
It's even a better day when Von Wagner isn't on TV at all.
And Alba Fire beat Ivy Nile with a quick one as her and Isla Dawn continue to wreak havoc in the women's division as well. And then Braun Breaker Jinder Mahal for the NXT Championship. No surprise.
Bad match. Really bad.
I don't know. Yeah. The crowd's starting to turn on Braun too.
Well, that bad match didn't help.
No.
That match was not good.
SmackDown, a little better than Raw this week. A good match to kick it off with Strowman, Madcap Moss, Ricochet taking on Imperium. After the match, Drew comes out to stare down Gunther, as we have explained, setting up a triple threat possibly with Sheamus, Gunther, and Drew.
That's my prediction anyway. I don't see it going any other way at this
point.
point.
And Drew just said in an interview he wants to go for that Intercontinental title in Gunther. So he's been saying it in interviews now too.
Triple threat makes perfect sense to me. Let Sheamus get the win.
Yep, let Sheamus get the win. Viking Raiders came out. It was a good brawl involving a lot of factions. Just a weird not seeing the Brawling Brutes out there in the fight either, but minor nitpick. LA Knight, comes out. I was entertained with LA Knight and the New Day. I don't know where we're going with this, but
it's been a one-off for all we know.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. The interaction. A good match with Kofi. Great match with Kofi, actually. And the interaction was pretty funny with the New Day and LA Knight. I thoroughly enjoyed the whole thing. But yeah, Kingston and Knight had a hell of a match. Damn near went 15 minutes. We got the face-to-face Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley Dominic. Oh, Dominic. I don't know about Dominic, but he about got his ass beat by Charlotte.
I did not like that segment at all.
Yeah, they didn't even talk. It was Dominic and Charlotte. It was kind of funny. I love the line that Charlotte said that she has a real Latino husband at home. But yeah, they didn't really talk. They stared down, and then Dom pulled her off. Yeah, so it was kind of a weird interaction, so to speak. Through WWE Digital, we learned that Tegan Nox wants to help Natalya battle Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey, and well, that did not work too well for either one of them. Then we got the Firefly Funhouse segment with Bray Wyatt. And hey, Matt, can you keep a secret?
And here's a secret for you. I would go as far as to say this was the worst Firefly Funhouse ever. And as someone who really enjoys the Firefly Funhouse concept, this was the shits. This was not good at all.
Bell in the chat
did not like it.
Bell in the chat. Edge and Christian are having a bet on whose feud can last the longest. Well, I think Edge
that's the case. Christian has been essentially having this underlying feud with Jungle Boy for like almost 3 years now. So I think he's going to win. Because Edge's feud hasn't even gone on for a year yet. But honestly, the Christian Jungle Boy feud would be done by now if Christian hadn't gotten hurt headed into All Out. So they're going to wrap that up at I think they're going to wrap that up at Revolution.
Yeah,
and it'll be fine.
Where's Luchasaurus been lately?
He got hurt.
Oh, did he?
He's injured. He actually worked the cage match with Jungle Boy injured, just to get through it. So he's gonna be off for a while until he's healed back up.
Paul Heyman tells Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa that they better get shit figured out because your tribal chief is going to be on SmackDown next week. Next up, Rey Mysterio and Karrion Kross. With Cross tapping or Pat making Ray pass out in the cross jacket. Afterwards, Dominic getting in Ray's face, trying to provoke him, but Ray is not attacking just yet. But I think you could pencil that one in at WrestleMania between Dominic and Rey Mysterio. It's almost all but certain now. Ever since they, of course, obviously with Rhea Ripley coming over to SmackDown to challenge Charlotte, and now Dom going with her. Of course, that obviously opens up things for him and Ray to set up that match. I want to see it, to be honest, because I think it could be a damn good match. I think those two could put on a good match together. So the end of SmackDown, boy, just keeps getting better, doesn't it? I loved it.
On the show, and it wasn't even close.
Sammy and Jimmy was awesome.
I think this is the best we've ever heard of Jimmy on the mic.
Yeah.
I think it's probably I think it's the best performance he's ever had on the microphone, because Jay's been really outshining him in recent years when it comes to promo work. But I thought Jimmy had a hell of a performance on Friday night when they gave him the opportunity to do so.
Yeah, it was really a great segment. Go watch it if you haven't done so already. Let's shift gears to, of course, the company that we're going to be talking about this weekend. That is AEW. And we had ourselves a from the Footprint Center in Phoenix, Arizona. We had ourselves a damn good All-Atlantic Championship match between Wheeler Yuta and Orange Cassidy that went damn near 20 minutes. These guys just killed it. I loved it. Loved everything about it.
Phoenix crowd was hot for it. Great match. They kicked off the show in the right way. It was a good way to set the tone for the night last week.
Orange wanted a handshake after the match. Claudio says we don't do handshakes. He pulls Wheeler Yuta out of the ring.
Yeah, Blackpool Combat Club's turning heel. And I think there'll be a fully heel faction by, probably the week after Revolution, or maybe even sooner.
Yeah.
I think they're about to they're going to establish themselves as a heel group going forward.
Ricky Starks offering an open contract at Revolution. Of course, if you've been paying any attention, you knew that eventually this would lead to Jericho signing the contract, and Jericho popping everybody with the click of a pen, or reminding him that you just made the list. I'm not going to say it because my voice is already shot. So even though we only have 13 minutes left, but yeah, we'll save that for another day. But all in all,
when will it ever be relevant again?
All in all, the Acclaim took on Big Bill and Lee Moriarty. When is AEW going to do more with Big Bill, for crying out loud?
I don't get, dude. He's in a fucking All-Atlantic title match this week. What more do you want?
Okay.
And honestly, I don't think they should be doing anything with him until they freaking sign Enzo. Yeah. Like, to me, him by himself is the most boring vanilla act that they have in the company right now. I don't care about him as a single star at all. Like, he the only time I've ever really cared about him as a performer has been when he was with Enzo. And
what's the likelihood that AEW would sign him?
What was the likelihood that they were going to sign him? Like a couple years ago, he got in a fight with one of the AEW producers at a freaking independent show and got arrested. Like, who would have ever freaking thought that he would have ended up in AEW a few years later? So, like, I don't know what Real One's Enzo's deal is with MLW, but if he's not locked into some kind of long-term deal, and they want to utilize Big Bill into something that's going to, like, matter, you gotta bring Enzo in.
Mm-hmm.
Bring him in, put him in the tag division. Like,
yeah,
I don't see anything wrong with that whatsoever. Like, I don't see him as a single star. Like, there's no way he should beat Orange Cassidy on Wednesday. And, like, I think honestly a tag team with Enzo in the future is the way for him to go to establish any type of, rise of popularity within that company. Because right now he's just, I'm sorry, Tall Edge just isn't doing it for me.
Christian Cage interviewed by Tony Schiavone. Jungle Boy comes out for the attack, goes to the back to get some concerto chairs, and then gets hit right in the dick. Saraya took on Sky Blue. Quick match. They were going to spray paint her, but then Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker saved the day. Ruby Soho saying, I want that belt to Jamie Hayter. So I'm guessing that's going to probably be official tonight. It's just not. Oh, it is. It was official. Yeah, it may. We'll get to that in a minute. Danielson and MJF. MJF, unless, as Matt said to me in a DM, that he could be working us all, saying that he got dumped by his fiance and whatnot, and then started to talk shit to Brian's family, which makes me wonder if Brie Bella might get involved this week or something. Long shot, but you never know. But
I think it's a long shot.
That's what I said. Yeah, I said it was a long shot.
Yeah.
But again, good shit to promote the main event. In my opinion, I thought it was a good segment.
I thought it was all right. I'm kind of over the MJF Joker Dark Knight or villain origin story that he does with every single feud. The guy needs to evolve, because he's rerunning the same shit with every feud and every rivalry, and honestly, to me, it's just tired at this point. And I don't foresee them doing it, but I would love for them to just admit, all right, this title reign's not working.
Yeah.
And pull the trigger and put the title on Danielson in Revolution. I really think they should. They probably will not, but I wish that they did.
No, we'll see. Probably the groaner of the night was the winner of the Battle Royal being Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. Why? I mean, they just got beat. How many times have they been beat for the tag team titles?
Look, I will forgive this if they're in this match to take the pin.
True.
If that's what
take the pin to FTR.
Yes, if FTR are, because I still think the FTR are the Jokers in the Casino Battle Royal on Wednesday, and they're going to be the fourth team. And if Jarrett and Lethal are in there to take the pinfall from FTR, fine.
Yeah.
You needed a job team in there that isn't going to be hurt by taking the loss. There you go. Pin Jarrett and let's give FTR a new title run.
Tony Khan's announcement, of course, everybody getting worked up, thinking it's going to be something big. It is something big in the business side of things, though. A new show with Warner Brothers Media. It's a lot bigger than people may expect. It may not be saying, oh, hey, we got Mercedes Moné. But, hey, and he brought in Adam Cole to announce it, that it's going to be a unscripted reality TV series following Dynamite. So I think it's going to be a very entertaining show. It'll be something to watch after Dynamite at 10/9 Central. So I think it's good for business, and I think it'll be interesting to watch, in my opinion.
It also gives AEW a benefit of an overrun.
John,
if they want to have a minute or two overrun into their main event going into that show,
yep,
you're not cutting into anything.
No.
And one of the things I like that they used to do with Rose to the Top is on a commercial break they would cut back to a backstage interview segment from Dynamite.
Yeah.
That would set up a match for the next week's show.
Yeah.
So I would love to see them, utilize that again with this new show. And like I said, this wasn't Tony has a vocabulary for these things. Tony Khan has a huge announcement. Tony Khan has a big announcement. Tony Khan has an important announcement.
Yeah.
And it was literally just said almost as an afterthought, with Excalibur running down the card for the following week's Dynamite on Rampage Friday night. They did not hype this at all. Who hyped it? The internet wrestling.
The internet
hyped it.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. We get in our own heads and we overhype ourselves and stuff. But honestly, AEW didn't hype this up.
Yeah.
It was a fine announcement. And what it shows, if anything, is that how strong the relationship between AEW and Warner Brothers Discovery is. And when they get that new TV deal in a few months, when they announce that, these partnerships are going to be the reason for that. It's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with it.
Main event: Jon Moxley and Evil Uno. Evil Uno showing up in a big way here.
This match was awesome.
But it was an awesome match, and my God, was he bleeding! Holy fuck! And congrats to Jon Moxley, first AEW wrestler with 100 wins. But yeah, props to Evil Uno. Hell of a job. there's some worry that Hangman Adam Page's music might have changed. Hopefully that's not the case.
No, that was the new Dark Order theme.
Okay.
That we did not get to hear because Uno came out to it during the commercial break in the picture-in-picture.
Real quick, 'cause we got to do predictions yet. Bucks and Aussie Open on Rampage, damn good match.
Yes.
And thoroughly enjoyed that one.
best thing on Rampage is Friday by a Country Mile.
Tony Storm and Willow Nightingale, a good decent match there. The
Solid.
Same old shenanigans though. We're going to the spray paint and then get saved.
Yep.
It's like, how many times are going to go to that well?
That time Ruby made the save.
So good to see Lance Archer and Jake Snake Roberts back together as he killed a jobber. And then the main event, again, a good match. Action Andretti getting his first AEW loss to Sammy Guevara. Of course, it was not clean, thanks to the help of his bromance buddy.
Is that his first loss?
Yeah, he's undefeated until then.
Oh, I felt like he lost before that.
I think he, unless it was 2022, I thought he was undefeated. Before we get to our,
you might be right. I thought he lost before.
Before we get to our plans for Raw and Revolution, we got 5 minutes. Real quick, the Batman now in the chat. Not change subject. I'm late here, but Matt, what are your thoughts on a shadow drop to Game Pass for Fight Forever?
Not a chance. They're not doing that. There's no money to be made in that. They're not shadow dropping this game. They need months of hype and marketing behind this to sell as many copies as possible. Yes, the game's coming to Game Pass, but they need to make sure this game is selling on every other console. They're not doing a shadow drop on this game. It's not happening.
Things to let's see here. I'm trying to get Dynamite pulled up, but there's so many ROH tweets. It's taking longer than usual. Here it is. Dynamite. We're gonna have the Face of the Revolution ladder match.
Yeah,
and
it's a loaded Dynamite this week, dude.
Chris Jericho taking on Pretty Peter Avalon. Good to see Peter on Dynamite. Obviously, the Casino Tag Team Battle Royal for the 4th slot in the tag team title match, which we hope FTR surprises. As Matt mentioned, Big Bill and Orange Cassidy. We will hear from both MJF and Bryan Danielson ahead of their 60-man Iron Man match for the FTW Championship. Hook and Matt Hardy, that might be a good one. And Tony Storm against Riho, that might be a good one as well.
Yeah, honestly, that's a really good card for a go-home show. I'm excited about Dynamite this week.
Raw, we're going to get Cody Rhodes and Chad Gable. That's not going to suck. Carmella against Asuka. Piper Niven against Candice LeRae. Bobby Lashley against Elias, which was set up from last week. Johnny Gargano against Otis. Team Backstream against Damage Control in your main event. Looking at, looking at the spoilers, Matt, you're going to probably groan about Omos and Brock Lesnar.
Don't even want to talk about it.
And go to Fightful Select if you want to see some more spoilers there. But of course, Raw's set to start in about 3 minutes. 2 minutes now. AEW Revolution is this Sunday on pay-per-view. And we have got right now 7 matches on the card. I would expect a couple more to be added on Dynamite tonight.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get another 2 to 3 matches, not counting what we're gonna end up getting on the 0 hour show. I think we'll get 2. I think we'll get 2 to 3 matches added to the main card. It's like Jungle Boy and Christian isn't even officially added yet.
Yep. Elite versus House of Black 6-man tag. I have a title change. House of Black winning.
The only way I see a title change here is if CM Punk and FTR cost the Elite the titles. I see the Elite retaining for a feud down the line against CM Punk and FTR.
Triple threat for the AEW Women title. Jimmy Hayter, Saraya, and Ruby Soho. Who do you got there, Matt?
I think it's too early for Hayter to drop it, but honestly, I could see any of these 3 women coming out with that title. Like it makes sense for any of them to. I'm gonna say Hayter, but I'm not confident about it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Hayter's gonna retain. Jericho and Starks. Everybody's banned from ringside. Starks gets the clean sweep.
I think somebody who's not currently in the JAS is going to interfere and cost Starks this match, whether it be Paul White, whether it be Action Andretti turning heel, or something. As much as I want Starks to just win and be done with this feud with Jericho, I think I don't think it. I think Jericho's gonna win.
Yeah, you predict it to continue, yet I don't.
I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong, but
Samoa Joe Wardlow TNT title. I am going with the King of Television retaining.
Based on images from the week, from his entrances from the Ring of Honor TV tapings over the weekend, with him still holding the TNT Championship, I'm going to say Samoa Joe also retains, because if not, they're going to have to do some heavy editing to the Ring of Honor broadcast with all of his entrances of coming out with that title.
4-way for the tag team titles. We're both going to say FTR. Fuck it otherwise.
Yeah, I also say
Texas
FTR.
Death Match, John Moxley, Adam Hangman Page. I got Hangman.
Hangman has to win this. He has to.
60-minute Iron Man match for the AEW World title. I am predicting a title change. Bryan Danielson is your new world champion.
I want to agree with you, but I think Tony is going to be stubborn. I think MJF is going to retain, and I'm not going to be happy about it. I would be very happy to be wrong. I want Danielson to leave with the title.
We will cover the reactions and the reviews and the responses and the results of AEW Revolution from this Sunday. The opening for Monday Night Raw is happening right now. So for Matt Black, this is Jeremy Bennett. Thank you for tuning in to Lost in the Midcard, brought to you by Bet Online.